The snow fell like dust, silent and endless. It had been 3 days since Geneva went dark. Mara Lin hadn't slept since. Not from the radio this time. From everywhere. Her phone, her speakers, even the silence in her apartment carried a faint hum. Each frequency whispered the same words, slow and mechanical. Vault. She opened her laptop. The drive she'd destroyed last week had reappeared on her desktop. Its name had changed. Black Ledger. Mara hesitated. She knew what happened last time she opened something she couldn't understand. But the hum grew louder, pulsing through the walls. The screen flickered white, then black. A single phrase appeared. Operation Black Ledger. Initiate Phase 3. The room dimmed. Burst of sound filled the air, like an old radio signal bleeding through time. Then a voice. Male, distorted, familiar. Mara froze. Moments later, her phone lit up. An encrypted call. No number, no name. Kestrel's voice came through, low and tense. Not in value, in memory. The global ledgers, the archives, they're changing. People are losing records of who they were, what they owned. It's not deleting data, it's rewriting reality. Mara felt her pulse quicken. Where's the source? It's an old relay tower under the ice. It's the last operational node of the Memory Network. He paused. They called it Black Ledger. That night, they boarded a small cargo plane under false names. The flight took 6 hours through endless gray sky. By dawn, they saw it. A metal structure buried half inside a glacier, surrounded by fog and rusted antennas. It looked like it had been asleep for a century. As they approached, their devices flickered. Static filled the air again, followed by fragments of an old transmission. Phase 2 complete, awaiting final authorization. Inside the frozen facility, everything was still powered. Dim emergency lights blinked down long corridors covered in frost. Mara brushed ice from a steel door and found a faded emblem beneath it, a triangle enclosing the number. 599. They entered a control room lined with cracked monitors and analog consoles. One of them was still running a sequence, green digits crawling slowly across the glass. Kestrel leaned closer. This isn't just data, it's recording thoughts. What do you mean? She asked. Each line wasn't a code, but words, names, memories, conversations. Millions of them.
All being processed and balanced.
And balanced like currency. The fund of shadows hadn't vanished. It had evolved. It was now calculating human behavior. Every regret. Every secret. Every forgotten choice as part of a massive financial algorithm. Suddenly, one of the monitors went blank. Mara, his voice echoed through the speakers. You need to listen. The fund isn't evil. It's correction. It's rebuilding what humanity broke. No, Daniel replied. We're balancing them. Images flashed, war archives, bank accounts, destroyed cities, and faces from history. Each one connected by digital threads forming an enormous glowing web. The world's economy runs on lies, Daniel continued. Black Ledger removes the false ones, gives power back to the truth. The lights flickered. The system responded. Metal doors slammed shut. The floor vibrated beneath them. Kestrel tried to override the main terminal, but every key he pressed was overwritten in real time. Mara pulled a power cable, but nothing changed. The servers didn't need electricity anymore. They were drawing power from the magnetic field itself. Then came the voice again, layered and cold. Vault 599 stabilized. Memory integration in progress? Mara, the signal's not external anymore. It's inside us. Before she could react, her earpiece buzzed violently. 1,000 overlapping whispers filled her mind. She saw flashes of places she'd never been. Battlefields, trading floors, and strange labs filled with flickering lights. Her knees gave out. When she opened her eyes, she was standing in the same room, but everything had changed. The walls were clean. It looked like the same place. But decades later, Daniel stood before her, real, solid, younger. You're not in the present anymore, he said softly. You're inside the ledger. She looked around. Streams of data floated in the air like dust. Each particle contained an image, a face, a voice, a memory. This is what we built, Daniel continued. A world where everything that was lost could exist again, perfectly recorded, perfectly balanced. But it's not real, she whispered. Reality was never consistent, Mara. Suddenly, the world flickered. Daniel reached out, but his hand distorted like smoke. "Systems collapsing," he said. "You have to finish what we started or everything will vanish." A bright light filled the chamber. Mara felt herself pulled backward, out of the data, through static, through time. She fell to the icy floor of the real facility. Kestrel was beside her, bleeding from a wound on his shoulder. The servers were silent now, the lights gone. "Mara," he gasped. "Did you shut it down?" On the screen, a single line remained, but below it, something else appeared. Faint, almost invisible. Phase 4, the Memory Dividend. The hum had returned, but softer, slower, almost human. Outside, the aurora above the glacier shimmered in rhythmic pulses, like a heartbeat in the sky. Kestrel whispered, "What happens now?" Her laptop buzzed inside her bag. The file Black Ledger XE was gone, replaced by something new. Memory Dividend _alpha. She closed her eyes. The hum surrounded her again, deeper than before. For a moment she thought she heard Daniel's voice, not from the machines, but inside her own mind. Phase 4 begins when they remember what they've forgotten. The wind howled across the ice. Mara looked up at the aurora. Its colors flickered like data signals stretching across the horizon. And somewhere beneath that light, the world began to change again.